Even at the highest level of spiritual insights, we rely on the healthy, regulated brain, right? A balanced brain looks like number one, emotional regulation, or maybe up to emotional maturity or emotional intelligence, but you're able to regulate your emotions, right? Number two, a clear perception of who you are as well is important. Stable attention, you're able to have stable attention. You get what I'm trying to say? You're not intoxicated, you're not like unbalanced in your attention. And then the last one is intuitive sensitivity. Your intuition depends on your healthy brain. When you have a healthy brain, you're able to connect or zone into your or tap into your intuition. An unhealthy brain looks like anxiety and depression, which is very common in today's society. The anxiety and depression is even seen to be as normal now because we live in a world full of anxiety, right? And depression, people not happy with their life experience. Brain fog, not being able to focus well for reasons, unhealthy lifestyles cause brain fog, okay? Dysregulated emotions, feeling not good about yourself and about life, being kind of scattered in your mind. You get up in the morning and you're feeling not so good, don't want to do anything, you're feeling down, right? Your emotions are dysregulated. There's distorted spiritual experiences also, right? Or signs of an unhealthy brain. You cannot fear what you can't fear your intuition or you cannot hear your intuition clearly when your brain is not healthy. You're not able to tap into your intuition when your mind is not working properly. You understand? You don't have a stable brain, you don't have a healthy brain, right? As I said, the brain is a hardware and your consciousness is that entity that uses your brain to actually operate in a form of awakeness. To be an awoke, you need to have a healthy brain, healthy consciousness, right? So let's talk about spiritual awakening and rewiring the brain. How it rewires the brain? Deep spiritual practices change your brain in measurable ways, in many ways, and you can actually measure these ways, right? Like, for example, meditation, right? This is actually the foundation of spiritual awakening is meditation. Increases your gray matter in your hippocampus, right? Now you have hippocampus is your memory and your learning center, a very important part of who you are. Your hippocampus of the brain is a very active, important part of who you are because it holds your memory and your learning. It is the power center of your entire brain, right? So it also strengthens the prefrontal cortex, right? For focus and decision making. Your prefrontal cortex, when it is damaged, you have a problem with focusing and memory and making decisions, right? Not memory, but making decisions. The memory one is in your hippocampus. Your frontal cortex is your focus and your decision making center, right? Which is somewhere here in front, your decision and your focus center. Okay, and then we have the other one we're talking about. We spoke about the gray matter, right, of the memory center. Okay, now your brain is very important, as I said. So I was breaking it down in terms of all the areas of the brain that are important for us and in terms of our personalities, our expression, how we express ourselves. Okay, meditation is important. It affects and increases the gray matter in your hippocampus, which is your memory center. Number two, I said it strengthens the prefrontal cortex, which is focusing your decision making center, and reduces activity, right? Or reduces activity in amygdala, which is fear and reacting to fear, the flight and fight mode of consciousness, being fearful, basically, right? Feeling under threats. It triggers the flight and fight or fright and flight mechanism in your brain. So you're either gonna fight or you're gonna run. You understand? So yeah, that's when you're feeling under attack. That's the reason why a healthy brain is not when you are under fear. If you're living in survival, that means your brain is not balanced. It's meaning that you are living in fear, right? So let's talk about compassion and gratitude practices, which is also important. So meditation is important, and so is compassion and gratitude practices. It also helps the brain. And I had no idea about that, right? But now I've learned something new when I was doing the research. Compassion and gratitude practice. That's why every single spiritual teacher is teaching people to have gratitude and compassion, to meditate and still your mind, to go within yourself, to focus yourself within yourself, to have compassion and gratitude for yourself and for others. I mean, be grateful and have compassion, right, for yourself and for others. Very important for me, for brain health, right? Very important. Let's explain how it works. So when you have compassion and gratitude practices, right, when attitude or a lifestyle, it increases oxytocin and serotonin, right? If I'm pronouncing it right. Oxytocin is a hormone of happiness, right, and calmness, and serotonin as well. Very good hormones that actually calm us down and make us feel more happier. So when you do the compassion and gratitude practices, you're able to make yourself happy and feel more comfortable with yourself and your life experience, right? And that's how it actually, gratitude practices actually uh, trigger oxytocin and serotonin, right, to be expressed from your body into the rest of the body, into your mind, from the mind centers to the rest of the body, right? So, strengthening the neural pathways and emotional stability, right? So, remember that a happy person is somebody who's always grateful, somebody who has a practice of gratitude and compassion for herself or himself, okay? Then mystical awakening experiences as well can also cause the brain, I mean, help with this whole awakening experience, because the mystical and awakening experiences are part of your awakening experience. Reducing default network, right? Reducing default mode network activity, like ego softens. So your ego will now reduce, right? That's one of the mystical experiences. When you become awoke and have an awakening experience, your ego will just kind of diminish. It won't be the sense of your being, the sense of your existence anymore. It just reduces, okay? And then it also enhances brain's ability to integrate meaningful symbolism and intuition as well, right? Interesting stuff, guys. Increase coherence between left and the right hemisphere.